because what I'm about to discuss with you is all the nonsense you've been engaging in over here.
So this hearing starts with the defendant asking for community control instead of prison, but as the judge works through her history and her recent behavior, the issue becomes whether the court can trust what she's saying at all. Watch how quickly that trust starts to completely fall apart. My name is Dan. This is the Courtroom Files.
Thank you, Your Honor. We're here today in the state of Ohio versus Taylor Maxwell, case number 25 CR 1518. The defendant is present with counsel Chuck Langmack. We're here today for a sentencing hearing. We were last before you on April 6th for a jury trial. At that time, the defendant was found guilty of 3 counts, the first being illegal conveyance and the second 2 being aggravated possession of drugs, both felonies of the 5th degree. After that hearing, a pre-sentence report and drug and alcohol report were ordered. Those reports have since been completed, and the defendant has 51 days of jail time credit. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Langmack.
Thank you, Your Honor. On behalf of Mrs. Maxwell, we are asking Your Honor for you to grant community control to her. We understand the seriousness of a 3rd degree felony. It is not to be taken lightly. And frankly, neither are the 2 5th degree felonies of possession. The nature, the actual charges suggest there is a drug issue here. And there is. There is a drug use issue that she has. She needs to take control of it because so far it's taken control of her. It's made her do things that are frankly stupid and unadvised, and she's made bad decisions because of the dependence and the addiction to the drugs. Done things that she wouldn't normally do, and does things that most people would not do or even consider. That is unfortunately the problem with drugs. They take you into a place that you don't want to be, and you shouldn't be, against your will almost. Certainly nobody's forcing her to use the drugs.
I wouldn't say it's against her will.
Okay. No, it's, as I was starting to say, nobody was forcing her to use the drugs, Your Honor. That is her fault, and it's sort of that voluntary intoxication. When you do something purposely and intentionally, the things that follow afterwards, you have to own. Those are also your fault. Even if you're not thinking clearly while you're doing it, it's because of your first action of using the drugs. It's nothing this court hasn't seen a million times before, and unfortunately, we'll see a million times afterwards. It's just one of the issues, one of the many issues we have these days. Ms. Maxwell does want help. She wants to not be here. She wants to not be dependent on drugs. She wants to not use the drugs. She needs the help in order to help her do that, or rather not do the drugs.
She seems rather resistant to help, according to what's in the PSR.
She has been in treatment before. She has gone through the process.
Well, that's not what I'm talking about. I know she's been through a million different things, okay? But one of her first statements she makes is, this is all bullshit.
Agreed. I think.
And she, if she truly wants treatment, okay, she also wants to dictate what that treatment is, because she ain't going to NeoCap. So you tell me she wants help. This tells me she don't want help. This tells me she wants to be left alone, because this is all bullshit. This should have been in Muni court, right?
Well,
that's not my observation, that's her observation.
Correct. And I think it's anybody in this situation would certainly have rather had it in Muni court. Maybe, I mean, put myself in her shoes, might think that this should be a Muni court.
Okay, but
I mean, I think
it's over with, okay? It left Muni court months ago. Months and months ago it left Muni court.
That is accurate. That ship has sailed, and there's no going back there, and it's over. And there was a trial, and she was convicted of it, so it's whatever she would have hoped for, or thought should have happened, could have happened, or wanted to happen. It's moot at this point. What's happened has happened. She was found guilty through trial. The issue she now has to face is the consequences for that. Certainly that's why we're here today, and that's what you will determine today. What she is hoping for is some leniency in allowing her to engage in treatment. I think it's not a bad idea for her to get that. I think it's a great idea. Now the question is, will it work?
Yeah, it's a great idea if she actually does something about it. It's a
Right.
bad idea if she doesn't do something about it. She's demonstrated, once again, in this report, that she doesn't want to do something about it.
Well, as far as the comment on NeoCap, I certainly say, and I'm sure just about everybody in this room that deals with this, it is not the first time we've heard somebody say, I'm not going to NeoCap. NeoCap does not have the best reputation in the jail.
Well,
and people
who
talk.
cares? Who gives a rat's ass what the reputation of NeoCap is amongst the people that are in the jail because they can't control themselves? Who cares? I don't care.
Oh, I'm not saying that justifies it. I'm just saying you get a lot of people say, there's a lot of jail talk. Oh, that place is terrible, that place is bad, it's not gonna help you. And you can't help but listen to it because where are you gonna go?
You don't, that doesn't, and believe it.
True.
I don't know why somebody in your position believes anybody who says anything over here.
And I try to
Because,
tell,
because what percentage of these people are hooked on drugs over here?
I don't know the number.
Aren't the biggest liars in the world the drug addicts? So why you believe
That and
anybody over
politicians.
there?
Yeah, I agree, Your Honor. I counsel every one of my clients to, you can sit there and they can talk, but I wouldn't listen and I wouldn't give any credence to it. Because that's up there with, I know a guy that killed somebody and only got 3 days in jail. I mean, the stories that are told over there are just that. They're stories and opinions and often way skewed. So I do advise all my clients not to listen to what's been going on. Because these are the people that are in there next to you. And just as you have made bad decisions to end up in jail, they have also made bad decisions. Sometimes worse, sometimes not as bad, but all the same, they're in jail for a reason. And that's not somebody I'm taking advice from. So, Your Honor, even in light of all that, we would still ask for community control. I think it would not be a bad decision to put her on community control and allow her to try to get the help, because if it doesn't work, it will be her own fault, and then the consequences still remain in place. I mean, she has 5 years over her head with these 3 charges.
But that argument exists in every criminal case that exists, okay? But I'm looking
It
at
does.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 separate instances of treatment since 2017 through now.
It's a significant number, Your Honor. Can't argue against that. And I'm not here to tell you this will be lucky number 13. You know, this one will guarantee everything will be fine. This one will click, and all of a sudden, the sun will shine, the birds will sing, and her life will be smooth from here out. I can guarantee you that. No one can. All I can say is, from my talks with Ms. Maxwell, that's where she wants to go. She's had enough of the clouds and the rain, because it's landing her in jail, which is not a place anyone likes to be, Ms. Maxwell included. Certainly, it is the hope of myself, I know her parents who are here, Ms. Maxwell, and frankly, I believe it is your hope, as well as the prosecutors and the probation office, that this is the turning point. I mean, that's all we want for her. No one in this room wants her to fail. No one in this room wants her to not get better, not get a hold of this addiction.
You know, hope is
That I
not,
know,
hope,
for
hope,
certain.
hope is not a plan, and hope is not a strategy.
It is not, but hope is needed in order to help with the plan, with the strategy. We're not saying, and I'm not asking
Actually,
for you to let it go.
execution of the plan is what's needed. Not hope that you'll execute, but actually execution.
Well, there are several facets to it, Your Honor, and you're 100% correct. That without the execution, you can have all the hope in the world and it won't matter. If you don't do it, just hoping is just that, just hope and nothing. There are many parts to this, and they are all up to Ms. Maxwell. I can't make her better, you can't make her better, and no one in this room or in this world can make her better except for Ms. Maxwell. We can all help as much as we can, we can suggest, we can encourage, but ultimately, it all comes down to her. If she gets the help, is earnest about it, does the work, it should work. But if she doesn't, obviously it's not going to. No matter how much we all want it for her, it won't. And that's, unfortunately, that's the case for everybody. Sometimes you can't force somebody to do the right thing. They have to want it bad enough for themselves. And I think she wants it. And we're asking Your Honor to grant her that opportunity to work, to put in the hard work, because it's going to be hard work. Get the job done to fix herself, for the betterment of herself and for the rest of us, because Ms. Maxwell, keeping these problems, keeping the addiction, doesn't help any of us. Now, will it directly affect our lives? Maybe, maybe not. Probably not. But it's definitely going to affect her and her immediate surroundings. So it's in everyone's overall interest that she does get the help, that she utilizes the help, that she takes advantage of it, and when other people are trying to help her, work with them. I feel she's ready for that. That's all we're asking, Your Honor, is a chance for her to improve herself. Now, I know her father would like to say something. I don't know if you want to hear from him before or after.
That's up to you.
So, if you want to say something, sir.
Just state your name for me, please.
Randy Maxwell. We've been through this a long time with Taylor, and very sad, but there's a lot of circumstances. She's back where she is right now, and I want you to give her as much help as you can possibly give her. She needs to straighten her head out. It's breaking me and her mother's heart.
All right, thank you. Ms. Maxwell, what do you want to tell me?
I just want to thank you because you've saved my life a few times already. That just, I need help. I mean, I have a baby. I have a 2-year-old baby that needs me, and I haven't been able to be there for him. And I want to change my life.
What are you going to do for the 2-year-old when you can't take care of yourself?
I have to change myself first
Right.
and get help. But
You can't even think about helping the 2-year-old.
I know,
Why did you say this is all bullshit? It should have stayed in Muni.
because I was not thinking straight. I was freaking out because I was, just detoxing, and I was in jail. And like I said, at the beginning of you revoking my bond, I was mad because
Why were you mad?
I thought I could do it on my own, and I
Okay,
was
well,
not thinking clearly
Why was your bond revoked?
because I failed the drug test.
Right.
Yeah,
So why would you think you could do it on your own?
because I was in a psychosis. I wasn't thinking straight, but like I said, I thank you for that now because since then I feel like a whole different person. I mean, I can't even believe the things I was
Listen,
doing.
Listen. The worst possible tact you can take right now is to try to bullshit your way through this.
Okay.
Because what I'm about to discuss with you is all the nonsense you've been engaging in over here.
Okay.
From the time you got arrested in October, and then when you went back in April, you've been playing games with your medication. What medication were you prescribed over here?
I was prescribed the comfort meds that they gave me.
What?
I don't, I really don't even know some of them
Why were you prescribed medication over there?
because I was coming off of drugs, and that's what they gave me.
Okay.
But
So you don't know what they gave you?
they gave me something for sleep, something for anxiety, something for my stomach.
Then why were you passing it on to other people?
I was found not guilty for that.
Okay. I didn't ask you if you were found guilty or not guilty. Why were you passing it on to other people?
I wasn't,
You weren't. What did I tell you before? This is a bad time to try to bullshit me?
okay.
But you can do it if you want. It's up to you. Because you've demonstrated that you do whatever you want, whenever you want to do it.
I gave somebody a Tylenol
Why?
because their tooth was hurting. And I felt bad for the girl.
You don't get along with anybody over here?
I try to get along with everybody.
Because they're all ratting you out for doing this, for the same thing.
I know.
Is it all just a coincidence or a conspiracy? What is it?
No.
No? So it's true?
That I was passing my
Mhm.
meds out? I passed out a Tylenol.
That's it?
Yes.
Okay. Who's given you the sound advice that NeoCap's a horrible thing?
I didn't think
And you
it-
don't wanna go?
No, I've been to NeoCap and I thought it was a great program, but they didn't give me my Suboxone.
They didn't give you your drugs?
I don't want to be back on Suboxone. I want to be back on, or try the Vivitrol, or the Sublocade shot.
Well, how would the Sublocade shot help you when it comes to methamphetamine?
Because originally my drug of choice was heroin.
Okay, so you moved on. So you've been, in the past, you've been on methadone and Suboxone, right?
Mhm.
And so you stopped, did you stop using the heroin?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
I was sober for 4 years,
and you started using the meth?
2 years ago, and I haven't been able to get myself off of it.
Okay. So when do you claim to me that you were sober?
When I left Neil Kennedy till when I had my son,
Then why did he have marijuana in his system when he was born?
because I took an edible when I was because I was in labor for 3 days.
Okay. So when was he born? What's his birth date?
April 7th, the day I got here.
April 7th of 24, right?
Yeah.
So from April of 2020 through April of 24, you were sober.
Yeah, you can ask my parents. I had a good
Randy,
job.
is that true, to your knowledge?
From when I.
April of 20 till April of 24.
Yeah, oh, yeah, she was sober for a long time.
Okay.
She worked for several dentists.
And then there's a story behind this that, it would take me days to tell you about.
All right, so,
Very abusive relationship, it's a very crazy thing.
all right, so,
We witnessed it, so, it was. Oh, she was doing great until, for a long time.
all right, so you were on probation with me May 30th of 19, well, actually intervention. Intervention was revoked December of 20. because you tested positive for opiate, methamphetamine, and cocaine November 13th, okay? So this April 20 to April 24 doesn't match up to your 4 years, okay?
Okay.
So your intervention was revoked, you were convicted December of 20. And then I let you off of probation July of 22. And so I presume that I let you off because
I was doing the right
you
thing.
met the conditions and you were testing negative when you went to probation.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'll go along with you that from December of 20 through July of 22, so a period of about 19 months you weren't using, okay? And then in July of 25, you must have been using again because you got a theft out of Medina.
Mhm. Yeah, like I said, 2024 is right after my son. I just went off the deep end because it's just a lot of stuff. It's not
Okay.
anybody's fault besides myself. I understand
You're right
that.
about that. Now, so tell me why after, let's go to April 7th of 24, why, if you had not been using since December of 20, did you all of a sudden decide in April of 24 that the gummy was a good idea? Knowing what it was, right?
Yeah, because
And why? Why would you go back to what you had been doing the previous several years?
I didn't. I mean, because it was weed, and I was in labor for 3 days, and I was like trying.
What do you mean it was weed? What does that mean?
The gummy was weed.
Right.
It was from a dispensary, so I knew it was safe.
You know it was safe? You're a drug addict. You knew the drug. Is marijuana a drug?
Yeah.
Okay, so what made you, who had maintained at least some period of sobriety, probably longer than any time in your adulthood,
Yeah.
what made you think that taking an addictive drug when you're a drug addict would be a good idea?
It wasn't a good idea.
And what made you think it wasn't? Because presumably you were thinking with a clear head by then.
'Cause I was in labor for 3 days. Like I said, I was just trying. I didn't know what to do. I was miserable. It was bad. So I don't know. I think my baby dad just gave it to me or offered it to me, and I was like, whatever. And that was that. But it was not a good idea at all because that's how all this got started. And then that's when
That's
I
right.
really went off the deep end.
So which of these mental giants over here convince you that NeoCap was a bad idea, or was worthless, or whatever they told
Oh,
you?
I don't think it's worthless. I think it's a great
So
program.
why were you talking against it then?
Because like I said, I wanted to be back on my, Suboxone at the point, and I wasn't thinking straight.
What good does Suboxone do if you're sucking down meth?
It doesn't do any good together. Not at all.
So is Suboxone some sort of magic potion then that's gonna keep you clean of everything?
I mean, it kept me clean for, like you said, December to 2020 till,
Okay. So why did you start taking meth?
why did I? Because I got my baby ripped basically from his bed. My baby dad was beating the shit out of me. I mean, I could go on, but it's not anyone's fault. Once again, I understand that, but at the end of the day, I was going through it.
So let's get back to the NeoCap thing.
Okay.
Tell me the source of your resistance to NeoCap as you profess this in your pre-sentence report.
Like I said, I wasn't thinking clearly. I probably should not have said that. I definitely shouldn't have said that.
Well, it was a stupid idea to say it,
Yeah.
but what, if you thought NeoCap was helpful in the past, why would you say that this time?
Yeah.
Because of who over here?
Everybody. Basically.
Everybody. Nicole Henderson tell you that?
Yeah.
Crystal Smith?
Crystal Smith. I don't know who that is.
Diane Hemphill?
Diane. I don't know who any of those people are.
Martha Cabrera? Sabrina McFarland? I'm trying to figure out who the Council of Geniuses is over there that we should rely on, or you should rely on to take advice from, for future reference, so I know coming in if they're getting good advice or bad advice.
Nikki.
Is it your goal to get out of here today with the least amount of time and restrictions as possible?
No, Your Honor. I need help. I'm a drug addict. I need help.
Everybody seems to realize that except you. For the last 9 years, everybody seems to realize that except you. And one of the first things you said is that you want to go take care of your 2-year-old.
Yeah.
And where is your 2-year-old?
Oh, he's with my parents sometimes. He's with his dad, and he's with the foster parents right now.
Okay. Isn't a logical conclusion in this case that the quicker and more thoroughly you get your act together, the better off you will be, your 2-year-old will be, your parents will be? Isn't that logical?
Yeah.
Okay. But you've abandoned logic for most of your adult life, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And who is Daniel Fursick to you?
Nobody really.
I mean, well, you were with him when this
Yeah,
happened. Who was he to you?
He was somebody that I was running with. Really, that's all.
How long did you know Fursick before this?
Probably like 5 years, maybe,
How did you know Fursick?
from jail,
From jail. Where's Fursick now?
prison.
Okay. For roughly the same charges as you, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, what's your plan?
Well,
What plan do you, because you've been over there for, what, about 6 weeks now?
5 weeks.
Okay. You must have developed a plan other than bitching about NeoCap
Yeah.
and what bullshit this is. You must have since developed a plan as to how you can get your act together
Mm-hmm.
and stop running in and out of court. What is it?
I have an appointment at Signature Hall tomorrow to get my Sublocade shot. I will do whatever they recommend me to do or whatever you recommend me to do.
Well, I mean, you're experienced in this stuff. You've been through 12 different treatment places.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're well experienced in this.
Yes.
So presumably you know what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah.
So regardless of what, see, because my recommendations don't mean anything, neither does Signature Health.
Okay.
Okay? They can recommend everything,
Yeah.
and you could do nothing.
Okay.
So what's your plan? What is your plan for success?
And I I had a sponsor. I want to like get back in. I never really like got it. So a problem that I had when I was sober for those few years, I didn't really work the steps. I didn't get into AA. I didn't like network myself, basically, I guess you could say. But I want to get into that because I had no sober support. I just tried to forget all this stuff. I tried to stuff it all in the past, and I think that's why I relapsed, really, because I wasn't working on like getting better. I was just trying to stuff everything in the past and thinking that just everything was gonna go away. So I wanna be open and honest with as many people as I can be, so I can get as much help as I can.
So it's kind of an immature thought, right?
Okay,
You just, well, okay or not okay, I mean, you wanted to tuck it in the past and forget about it. That
yeah, it
isn't-
was very
That
immature.
isn't attached to reality.
No, it's not.
Okay.
But this relapse, I mean, I think at the end of the day, I'm gonna grow from all of this, so it was just, I should have just pled out and we could have been, moved on at this point, and I'm sorry for that.
Well, I mean, you don't have to apologize for going to trial. It doesn't matter to me if you go to trial. You're entitled to a trial. So that doesn't enter into it.
Okay,
Whatever I do to you
Yeah.
as a result of this sentence would make no difference if you went to trial or pled guilty. I don't care.
okay, I didn't know that.
All right. Did somebody tell you over at the jail you were gonna be punished more harshly because you went to trial?
Yeah,
Okay. The Council of Geniuses once
Yeah.
again? Okay. Maybe you should listen more to your parents
Yeah.
than the Star Wars Council over here,
I
okay?
agree.
All right, have a seat. Ms. Bell?
Thank you, Your Honor. The state had the opportunity to review the pre-sentence report in this case, and the state is certainly disturbed by multiple things. First and foremost, the defendant's attitude. This is bullshit, should have gotten taken care of in municipal court. That doesn't really indicate a willingness to move past this and get better. We're dwelling that this is all bullshit. The state's also concerned that she has multiple probation violations in her past. She doesn't have a super extensive criminal history, however, multiple probation violations. She's been to treatment 12 times. She had the opportunity to be in treatment 12 times, and here we are yet again. She also has those issues in the jail that are extremely disturbing to the state. If you in jail, it's the time for you to follow the rules and show that you can be a member of the society, and she couldn't even follow the rules while in jail. So based on all, and she also violated her bond by testing positive. So based on all that, the state does not feel that she's a viable option for community control, and that prison is the only choice here. Thank you.
What warrants does she have out, Jamie?
I believe the only one would be possibly in the diamond, because she was supposed to have a change.
It's on the 18th, was my court date. I don't have a warrant.
What's that for?
The same petty theft that I got in that last year.
You have a valid driver's license?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, that puts you miles ahead of your friends over here, I'll tell you that. All right, I've looked at the pre-sentence report, the drug and alcohol evaluation. Listen to you, listen to your father, listen to counsel. And I have considered all the provisions in 29, 29, 11, 12, and 13. So I'm going to place you on community control for 5 years. You're going to serve 91 days in jail with credit for 51. The last 30 days, you're going to be in the jail treatment program. You're going to complete that and follow all the recommendations. After that, you're going to go to NeoCap. You're going to complete that program and follow those recommendations. You leave there, you're going to enter into either Oak House or Nevaeh Ridge, complete the program and follow the recommendations. You're to have no drugs or alcohol, and you'll be screened. You're to utilize only one doctor and one dentist and one pharmacy for any prescription medication. You're to take your medication as it's prescribed. You sign releases so probation can get your records. You're going to clear up the existing warrant in Medina. You're going to obtain and maintain full-time employment. Where's the last place you worked?
Daniel Schwartz, the oral surgeon.
You have no contact with Daniel Fursick. And you're going to pay the cost and supervision fees. Any other terms, Ms. Crook?
Only if you wanted to do the sober living or a mental health assessment.
You're going to get a mental health evaluation. And follow on any recommendations. Where were you living before you got arrested here?
And my parents.
Do you understand all the terms?
How long am I going to do in jail?
I mean, how much longer?
Yeah,
40 days.
40 more days. Okay. And then NeoCap. And then, I'm sorry, what was the last thing?
Oak House or Nevaeh Ridge.
Okay. And then how much are the court fines?
Fines? There are no fines.
Oh, I thought you said.
Court costs.
Costs
Oh,
and fees for being supervised on probation.
okay.
Any other questions?
No, I don't think so.
All right, if you do not comply with the terms by this point, you know the drill. The state files a motion to terminate your community control. If I find you violated, then you face potentially 60, or is it 72? Of 36,
60, Your Honor.
so 2 5s?
Yes.
Okay. Potentially 60 months in prison, you understand that?
Yep.
Now, you have the right to appeal your conviction and your sentence to the 11th District Court of Appeals.
Yeah.
If you, you have the right to have a lawyer appointed to represent you.
Yeah.
If you can't afford one, one will be appointed at the state's expense. You are entitled to have a transcript of all the hearings. If you can't afford those, they'll be given to you free of charge, and you have the right to have a timely notice of appeal filed on your behalf.
Okay.
Anything else from the state? Ms.
Just a
Brown?
forfeiture, Your Honor.
and the item subject to forfeiture or forfeited. Mr. Langmack, anything further?
Nothing else, Your Honor.
All right, now, you can do with this what you want. It's completely up to you. Obviously, I don't have any influence on you. Your parents have had little influence on you. So you figure it out.
I'll figure it out.
You know, there's a point where the court stops hearing a request for help and starts hearing manipulation, and my opinion is the judge thought that line had been crossed, but I'm curious what you think and how you thought it was handled. So take a moment and let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and check out one of the two that are on your screen right now. Thank you so much for watching.